and those aircraft usually wind up going into LaGuardia. So you can come within a mile or two of the World Trade Center, but it is such a visible object as you're approaching New York City that it's just not possible for a pilot during the daytime to have taken a course that would put it right into the World Trade Center. A second occurrence within a few minutes is beyond belief.
And as you can see, there definitely is no weather problem, so weather would be definitely ruled out as a factor in this case.
Yes, the course is a normal
complete pandemonium here, and every building in the neighborhood is being evacuated or has been evacuated.
Yeah, and that's the prudent thing to do, certainly. When we are looking at video of the second plane hitting the World Trade Center, when we saw it happen on live television, as we were talking about what at that point were only rumors of a plane hitting the first tower, then that second one came into view, and it became pretty clear what's going on here. Bill Daly, well, let me bring into the conversation David Asman, my colleague.
Yes, John Scott,
David, what can you tell us?
I just want to give you some late-breaking information. Perhaps one of the things that is of greatest fear is that there is yet another terrorist attack since those two plane crashes happened within 20 minutes of each other. Well, all of Manhattan has been sealed off. This is probably unprecedented. Of course, all of this is unprecedented in this dastardly occasion, but Manhattan has been sealed off. The Hudson River bridges and the tunnels have been sealed. Clearly, there is an attempt right now to thwart any further act of terrorism, act of violence against the people of Manhattan. So Manhattan is in a lockdown. We've heard that phrase used in school shootings. We've heard that phrase used in jailbreaks. I can't recall ever having that phrase used with regard to a city the size of Manhattan. But Manhattan is in a lockdown. It is sealed off. The Hudson River bridges, the tunnels, the east side, the west side, the north, the south. Of course,
I just want to interrupt you because we're getting some more information from NBC. This is from a United Airlines employee. He says he's hearing from the United Command Center that an American Airlines plane, a 757 Airbus, was hijacked and crashed purposely into the Trade Center. A second plane was then flown into the second tower. That is what we are hearing from our NBC sources from a worker from United Airlines.
So they were big airplanes.
Mark, I would,
757
Airbus. John Bussey, yes.
Yeah, Mark, if anybody who's interested in seeing this, I would advise staying far from the building. There's still large pieces of debris, huge chunks of metal falling down, and these pieces of metal are smashing against nearby these fire trucks. So this is kind of a disaster that's still unfolding. Steer clear of the place.
Certainly, yes, and I mean, if you do want to see this, you don't have to get all that close because this is visible for dozens of miles in every direction.
And Mark, as you had predicted, the local television stations, at least one, if not two, maybe all of them have been knocked off the air, at least for a time being. I don't know if they're back on now. I don't believe that they are.
It will be a while. Their main transmitting facilities are in the building with the huge antenna that you're looking at. The main transmitters are on the top floors just underneath the antenna. Some stations have backup facilities on Empire State Building, but in cost-cutting moves, much of them abandoned their Empire State Building facilities. The FBI is investigating reports of plane hijacking before the crashes. It's still not clear. Obviously, a lot of this is still not clear, but we did see for ourselves a plane hit the second tower. So we know that was the cause of the second tower, and we have good reason to believe that a plane hitting the first tower as well. Now, whether someone has hijacked two jetliners or that we don't know, but we definitely saw a plane hit the second tower. Maria Bartiromo, who was the first to report that, is out on the street. Maria, can you add anything more now?
What Andrea Mitchell just said, senior military officials here at the Pentagon are saying they are getting information that the American Airlines Flight 11, after it left Boston apparently, was hijacked and was diverted, apparently the early information was being diverted to JFK for some reason. And then obviously nobody knows exactly who was at the controls of the plane, but it broke off its route from to Los Angeles and was headed toward JFK. That was the initial information that officials had received when obviously it did not go to JFK, but veered off and headed toward the World Trade Center. But again, no indication as to who may be responsible or who was at the controls.
The other tower of the World Trade Center.
That is a very hard thing to watch.
And clearly,
these are incredible pictures that we're watching this morning. These, thanks to our affiliate WNYW in New York. You are looking at this picture. It is the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center, both of them being damaged by impacts from planes. We saw one happen at about maybe 9 minutes before the top of the hour, and just moments ago, so maybe 18 minutes after the first impact, the second tower was impacted by another, what appeared to be another passenger plane. In fact, we've got some tape replay of that. Do we have the tape available right now?
Stay together. Stay together. You know what's going on. We're just going to have to walk in. One way to go. Second plane is motherfucking.
Now the Chiefs would have to set up a whole other operation over in Tower 2.
Wait, no, I'm going to send him up. I got no chief.
When the second plane hit, that's when you could see fear.
Both of them are on fire.
You could see it in everybody's eye.
Tell your co-workers to with you.
There were people from all over the world in these streets. Different colors, different languages. On those few blocks between the firehouse and the World Trade Center, the entire world was there.
So two aircraft. The first one on one World Trade Center. The second one just happened.
And they were all looking at the same thing and talking about the same thing and reacting the same way.
Is it a plane or a bomb? You saw a plane going? A plane went straight into the building, right there into the side. Yes, how big is the plane? Yeah.
That was a direct hit.
Huge one. There were two planes?
Yeah.
There's two. One in each building.
Yeah, I saw the last one.
We heard boom. What are those people going to do? On the second one? All the elevators are blocked out.
Yeah.
Well, the staircases must know.
Most of the people in Tower 1 came out on the mezzanine above the lobby. Then they'd get out through another building.
All right, I want to use the lobby of 7 as a triage.
The Chiefs didn't want anyone going through the lobby doors. First, it was because debris was falling outside. Then, it was people falling.
You don't see it, but you know where it is.
What's that?
And you know that every time you hear that crashing sound, it's a life which is extinguished.